Hey guys, UFC 320 takes place in a couple hours. I'm re-recording this video because the first two audio files got corrupted completely, so I have to restart again. So I'm just gonna breeze through this and give you my thoughts on these upcoming fights. Starting off with the early prelim opener, we have Veronica Hardy versus Brogan Walker. Veronica Hardy's going to walk through Brogan Walker and probably win by a close decision, competitive 29-28 decision, or a late round submission. Brogan Walker cannot wrestle, and if you can't wrestle with Veronica Hardy, she's just going to piece you up on the feet. Next up, we have Austin Vanderford versus Ramiz Brahimaj. I like Ramiz, but I'm going with Vanderford. Vanderford's actually pretty damn good. And he's way bigger than Brahimaj, so I think he's going to be able to impose his physicality, and I think he's a much better grappler. So I'm going with Vanderford by a late TKO due to ground and pound. Next up on the card, we have Farid Basharat versus Chris Gutierrez, and I think Basharat's going to win a very clear decision. I mixed him up with his brother, Javid Basharat, but Farid Basharat is the better of the two. He can offensively wrestle, he's got cardio for days, and he can kick at range. I think it's going to give Chris Gutierrez a lot of trouble, but Chris Gutierrez can make any fight with anybody close. He just has that kind of style. So it's going to be a very close, hard-fought decision. 29-28, Farid Basharat wins. Next up on the card, we have Macy Chiasson versus Yana Santos, and I think Auntie still got it. I mean, Macy Chiasson is pretty good. She's clearly a top 135er. But Auntie still got it. She's still pretty good in the grappling. She's still strong in the clinch. She still has decent hands. I think she's going to expose Macy Chiasson and win this by clear decision, where she hurts Macy Chiasson like 2 or 3 times in like round 3. Next up, we have Punahele Soriano versus Nikolai Veretennikov. I'm going Punahele Soriano, and I think he's going to win by a brutal knockout. You know, he's taking his career seriously, which is something I hate to have to say, but he's taking the career seriously. He's gonna absolutely put hands and feet on Veretennikov, and I think he's gonna knock him out. Veretennikov doesn't move his head whatsoever and just keeps it straight up in the air. And now losing to Danny Barlow looks really fucking bad. Yeah, no, I'm going with Punahele to get this one done. Next up, we have Edmund Shabazian versus Andre Muniz, and I gotta say, I think it's Edmund's time. I think he's gonna beat the brakes off of Andre Muniz. I don't think Muniz is the same guy. I'm watching Muniz get offensively wrestled and taken down and positionally dominated by Paul Craig, and that wasn't even too long ago. He's just not the same guy anymore. All the intensity in the world, but I think Edmund Shabazian is on an underrated run, and he's going to put hands and feet on Andre Muniz. Next up, we have Jacob Wilcats making his UFC debut against Patchy Mix. Patchy Mix grappling domination. I'm calling it now. I said it last time. The lights were too bright. He was up way too high on the card. This is in the prelims of the card. He's already had that UFC fight. He's already came through those UFC jitters. He's going to beat the fuck out of Jacob, and then he's going to sub him. Then next up, we have a catchweight fight between Daniel Santos and Yu Ju-Sang. I gotta go with Yu Ju-Sang. Daniel Santos had a hard time making the weight. He looks kind of soft-bodied at featherweight. He's way slower than Yu Ju-Sang. Yu Ju-Sang has crazy power, but not on top of the crazy power, he has absurd precision. I think he's gonna find Daniel Santos' chin as he's crashing in and put Santos out cold, or at least hurt him really bad, then TKO him on the fence. Next up, we have a live murder between Atiba Gauthier and Tristan Vines. I've watched Vines get flatline KO'd 3 separate occasions. He's not surviving 4 minutes against Atiba Gauthier. Atiba Gauthier is going to take space, slow, methodical, and beat the brakes off of Tristan Vines. He's not good. He's literally being brought in as a sacrificial lamb. So let's not even think about that and move on to the main card, where we have Abus Magomedov versus Officer Joe Pyfer. And I think Officer Joe Pyfer turning off the body cam. He's catching a body, turning off the body cam, and going on paid administrative leave. he's going to absolutely nuke Abbas Magomedov into another world. I mean, I was watching Abbas Magomedov gas out and get low-key pieced up by Bruno Ferreira. I think Joe Pyfer hits way harder than Bruno Ferreira, so when he connects on Abbas Magomedov in round 1, Magomedov's going to go to sleep. Next up on the card, we have Yusuf Zalal versus Josh Emmett. And honestly, as much as I want to pick Josh Emmett, I gotta go Yusuf Zalal. He's gonna fight a very smart and disciplined game plan. He's said that he knows he'd get a title shot if he gets a finish. He's not getting a finish. Ilya's not finishing Josh Emmett. Yair has to fluke a submission to finish Josh Emmett. Yusuf Zalal ain't doing that shit. I don't care if Josh Emmett is 40. The Gyno Gremlin is not slowing down anytime soon. So it really comes down to Yusuf Zalal being able to pick at range at Josh Emmett, and Josh Emmett not being able to cut off the cage, not being able to track him down, and Yusuf Zalal just riding that bike for 15 minutes and winning a clear 30-27 decision. Next up, we have Yuri Prochazka versus Khalil Roundtree. And as much as it pains me to say, I gotta pick Khalil Roundtree. I think he's gonna beat Yuri Prochazka. Because if you're picking Yuri Prochazka, you have to admit that Khalil Roundtree is going to be working his shit in until Yuri can fight back. And I don't think that Yuri's going to be able to find the oomph to fight back and get back into the fight after his leg has been completely chewed out from underneath him. It's not like Rakic is hitting you where you can take like 30 of them and then you start to like slow down. Khalil has much better timing and he kicks way harder. He throws way much more of himself into those kicks. I think he's going to really take Yuri Prochazka off his feet. And I think Yuri Prochazka actually has to grapple to win this fight or just go to war and keep it close and competitive. It's not like Yuri hasn't been KO'd before. Even before the UFC, he got KO'd when fighting King Mo, and what King Mo did was he cut an angle on the inside and bombed over with an overhand and cracked Yuri directly on the chin. That's something that Khalil Roundtree does all the time when he fights lesser competition. So I'd imagine he could find that shot against Yuri Prochazka. And on top of that, granted, King Mo was only able to get the grip on the canvas to put that kind of power behind that punch because he was wearing boxing shoes, which are legal in Ryzen as long as you're not throwing kicks. So I 100% believe in Khalil Roundtree to win this one. And on to the co-main event. You know, I've been glazing Corey Sandhagen saying, man, Sandhagen's underrated. He's got a great shot, which he does have a great shot. But I don't think we're going to get the version of Sandhagen that needs to show up. If Sandhagen is going to win this, he needs to show up to scrap and nothing else. He's going to show up trying to be super technical, and we've seen time and time again, he's not as technical as he thinks. He's going to give away rounds. He's going to be a step behind Merab in the grappling. He's going to have some interesting moments in the scrambles where he's pulling the heel hooks to get to better positions, where he's doing all that stuff at range, where he's sitting down on his punches more and stinging Merab. Merab's going to have a really tough time entering Corey's range because Corey's always feinting. But unless Corey Sandhagen gets a flying knee knockout in the first 2 rounds, it's going to be one-way traffic past round 2. I think Corey's going to win the first 2 rounds, honestly. Round 3 is going to be really close, but 4 and 5 is going to be all Merab because he can afford to shoot and fail 50 takedowns. Corey can defend and he can scramble, and I've never seen him get tired in a fight, but it's a different level of a fight versus it's not a technical phone booth fight with Jan. It is this ball of muscle is crashing at you 24/7. But if he lands that flying knee, it might stretch Merab out cold early. I'm not even going to lie. If I was betting on this fight, I'd tell you to put some money on Corey Sandhagen by round 2 KO. Because Merab looked horrible on the scales. Like, worse than we've ever seen him look on the scales. I thought he was 70 years old and about to die. Corey Sandhagen is going to have a lot of success in this fight. And on to the main event. I've been really going back and forth in my head on this because my brain is telling me pick Magomed Ankalaev. he's gonna win way more dominantly. But I'm also going, wait a minute. If Pereira gets slightly more aggressive and starts throwing his hands a little bit more, while Magomed's still trying to adjust to him, all he really needs is one shot, and Magomed's is doing the chicken dance down the street. Pereira landed a jab in round 5 and it dropped him bad. Like, I really do believe in Pereira's ability to get this one done. I think Pereira might actually have this one, and I think he's going to reclaim his title. And if he's going to do it, it's going to be a brutal KO in the first 2 rounds. So, there's my predictions for UFC 320. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'm sorry this is coming out so late.